Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with two undefeated fighters, fam.
Chatting it up. Look, bro, this is a big... This is one of those pods where I'm like... I woke up early. You know the ones where the alarm weren't even set. I woke up organic, bow, 6:30. Yeah. I was like, no, this pod is going to have to be a madness.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's get the tail of the tapes out of the way.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
You know what?
I don't want to
cancel the tail of the tape.
Cancel Taylor the tape. I ain't got no time. You already know what time. When we cancel Taylor the tape, you already know that it's serious. You already know that there's big discussions to have, and there's no point wasting time right now. I want to get all these audio minutes. I need to get into breaking down this boxing thing, fam. We're not wasting, bro. We are not wasting time, fam. Let's just get into it. So we're not talking about the undercard. If you came here wondering what we thought about the undercard, we're not talking about it right now.
Should I just do a quick summary?
Go on then.
Shouts out to Ben Whittaker, good performance, second bout, 3 weeks notice. We didn't expect you to have full bag of energy. This guy clearly he didn't come to lie down. Good performance, well done, got the win. Callum Smith really impressed at light heavy. Bro, I'm now having to add him to the list. All the time, the little speculation I had about what's he like, bro, forget all that. He's a part of the mandem now. Yeah. Xing Zhang, I thought Xing Zhang was robbed. Hrgovic didn't do enough to win that fight, in my opinion. But you know what I mean, Hrgovic got the W, and that was that. A couple floater fights, did not care for those. Shouts out to Ramla Ali, big KO in the first round, good statement, very significant win, being the first woman to fight in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, let's go, main event.
Thank you very much for getting out of the way, and big up. Again, no disrespect to those fighters at all in the slightest, but we're talking about something that we've been following for a long time.
The
needle has moved significantly. You know, heavyweight boxing is where it's at, right? And first things first, Usyk deserves all credit. Again, let's break down the Usyk thing, because I think it was actually amazing, and he deserves the respect to lead the top of the show. You know, we talked about a guy cruiserweight. We said, is he good enough? Can he do it? Is he the guy, or was it just a weird night for AJ? Was it a night where AJ's like, there's no way he should have lost that. He's bigger, he's stronger, more powerful than you. You know, the stuff that was all the stuff that was said. Again, skills pay the bills. It's the biggest thing in boxing. Sometimes, you think you're good. Yeah, you think you got what it takes, but I'm better than you in all ways. Again, Belly told you on the couch, he said, listen,
it's different.
You think he's doing stuff in there you can't see. I'm telling you as a boxer, because you know he said you could have done better in that fight.
I said to him, if this was prime Belly, you wouldn't have gassed, you wouldn't have got tired. I watched it there, and his words, they came back to me straight in that after the 12th, and I was like, I feel that's
this is what he's talking about. This is the piece that he's talking about. Again, you know, we talk about measuring distance and just understanding, again, you know, a high level boxing IQ. That's what this guy's operating at, and not panicking, not flustered. Again, you can attribute some of those things to Fury, where you say Fury knows when to take a rest, when to lie down, not to get up too soon after the count, he's always thinking in the fight. And this, again, you see Usyk. Usyk is like the ultimate chess player when it comes to boxing. Yeah. The guy just understands even the low blows that were not low blows. I'm taking time off. You want to hit me that low to the body? I know it hurts. Listen, I'm going to get extra time that no one could have predicted I would have got this time. Yes, I would have still carried on if I need to get in. You know that thing where we've seen it with Boatsy, where he just goes on a barrage and he's like, you know, he has that in him. He has that moment. He has a dog in him to say, like the 10th round, where he's like, oh, I've been mashed up. I got to show you this is here. But then I'm not just going to bring the dog out. There's going to be moments when I say, you know what, referee, step in. Or there's going to be moments when I say, you know what, couple shots to the belly. Now, AJ, I'm headhunting. You have to think about me all night, and you have to try and get close the distance. It's fatigue. What you're gonna feel when you fight me is mental fatigue, bro.
Your mind is constantly engaged.
You have to I'm always gonna make you think of shots because they're coming from all angles. I'm not throwing one shot all night. No, it's coming from you. You don't even know what I'm gonna do next, AJ. That's what he said. The whole night, you don't know what I'm going to hit you with next. Is it going to be a full? Am I going to load up on this shot? Or is it just going to be a little tap to let you know I'm here, then the load up on the second one? It is madness. And for a fighter, you just have to take your hat off and say, bro, you are elite. What's your thoughts on Usyk?
Congratulations. Yeah, no, it was a phenomenal performance. Like, it was at that point, it was probably about what, 10, 11, or maybe even a bit earlier, probably about 7 or 8 is when I started to think, yeah, the walk forward thing is not really the game plan, you know?
Yeah.
And when I say it's not the game plan, I don't mean that Usyk could never be beaten by a walk forward game plan. It's more a thing of, for AJ, this weren't the thing to tell him to do.
Yeah.
Because as I was watching it, I was like, the openings ain't there. Like the first fight, I felt like there were more openings available for AJ than this one. Like this, as soon as the first round started, and I looked at AJ, I was like, okay, AJ looks good. He's composed. He's slipping. Like the shots that land, they're not even rattling him. Like there's no panic in him whatsoever. In this fight, even in those dangerous moments in round 10, 11, and 12, I didn't feel like AJ was, oh no, he could go. I just looked like, no, you're tired. But I think in his mind, he's got that thing back, like, I can take your shots, bro. Like, let's not. But in that first round, I was looking for the shots, and as he was trying to land certain things, I was like, he's so fast on his feet. He's constantly, like, he's got the hand, and I'm thinking, yeah, to rush in, you'd rush into an empty space.
A barrage of,
No, but it wouldn't even be a barrage.
Energy. You've used the energy to get in, and
that's what I'm saying.
You need the energy to get out.
That's what I'm saying. And I watched it, and I was just like, this is like, you know what I used to say, like, there won't be like a heavyweight Mayweather. It won't happen in the. I was looking at Usyk, I was like, oh, you're doing this. You're doing it. Like, you're not hitting this guy with shots that are gonna concuss him or knock him out. Right. But what you are doing is your shots have enough on them for him to respect you enough to not just walk through your stuff.
Oh, he respects you 100%. He definitely respects. And again, it's the altering of the shots where you can't predict if this is the heavy one or if this is just the
tap, and that's bang, and they all look the same.
Surprise! That's a surprise. They all look the same. And again, this is someone that is he's nice. The footwork is incredible. You know, we were watching the fight, like, just get in there. When you watch it as an amateur or as a casual watcher, you be like, AJ.
You know what? The first fight, I felt like that because, as I say, I felt like there were some openings where AJ could have taken them, but he was so committed to the sweet science thing and he didn't go for it. This time around, I was like, the openings ain't really there, and when they are there, they're so quick. The window is so small. If you miss it, you've missed it, and now you're getting countered. And I felt like, and even though AJ,
the killer is go on.
He was being more aggressive. And he was trying to fight. He was really trying to push in certain moments. And it's like, you could literally see that moment. It's like, I don't know if there's like another sport, but it's like, once that window closes and you're halfway through throwing it, it's like, damn, it's gone. And I saw him have those moments a few times. I'm like, bloody hell, man. You're not fast enough to capitalize on the windows that do come.
You know what? For me, I think we have to say that AJ, funny enough, he improved. That's the craziest part. AJ improved again. When you talk about AJ's tank, because you know there's always been question marks about can AJ keep up the pressure for as long as he needs to. Yes, he did. He kept up the pressure in terms of, but then the other guy, Usyk, he improved even more. He went up another level. We keep saying that this guy is on some Super Saiyan fighting skill where after every fight, he keeps getting better. He keeps every bout he's had at heavyweight. There's improvement. It's incremental, but you're like, wait. You could, if I said Usyk, you got another 5 rounds. Yeah, I am feeling, and he's gonna keep moving. He'll be fine.
He'd be crafty enough to get through those rounds.
Of course he will. 100%. You shouldn't be able to the bounce that he has. And gone.
No, I was just gonna say a different point, but land that point before I go.
The bounce that he has is to let you know that this is an elite fighter, and AJ was beaten by the elite boxer, and that was the best AJ. You're not gonna get, and that's why again, even AJ had to say to himself at the end of the fight, where it was obviously super frustration, and we'll get into that. But AJ had to deal with, wait a minute, I prepared. I've scoured all of boxing to find the right person who I believe will give me the ingredient to beat you, and I still can't beat you. You fought the best of me. I don't have another level after this. This is it in AJ's head, right? We don't know if there's other things that need to be connected, but for AJ, he definitely believes you beat the best version of me. You are the GOAT right now. If like for him, in this era for him.
But I feel like as much as it's the best of him, it was the best of him against Usyk.
Yeah.
As in not the best of him. I don't think this was the best. Like AJ's not going to be at home fighting a southpaw for one, and he's not going to be at home fighting a smaller guy who's like, he's not going to bring out the best of him. The best of him will be against like an opponent his height, orthodox. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like, and you know, we can get to the outburst, but it does tie in at this point with what I'm going to say next, is that when he was at the end, I think that the things like, you know, when stuff comes to a head and you just go, there is a difference still. Because up until this point, it would have felt up like with him, I can get through anyone as long as I believe, hard work, and I commit myself to this thing and be professional like I always have. It will be enough to win. But I think the realization that came at the end was when you look at someone like Usyk and he's like, I'm all these things, but with you it's different. And that difference came out in his own speech when he's like, I ain't been fighting since I was 5 years old. I ain't been doing all that. I've come into this thing late. So I think he notices what the difference is now coming in late and having that deep amateur career. Because for me, I remember my perspective before we started doing this podcast was that the amateur career, that's the amateurs, bro. This is the pro game, right? And there's a lot more experience we get in this space and understanding certain fighters and how they look after having like a 200 or a 300 amateur bout career. You say, okay, there's a difference in how you are in the pro game. And now with AJ, he probably is potentially feeling like, right, maybe this is the level.
Out on hours in the gym.
I've missed out on those hours.
You know, the 1,000 hours. You know, they talk about 1,000 hours in that, and just
I'm on 900. I'm on 900.
There you go. You see that thing where it's like, it's the difference of me and you in stand-up. You were in the comedy, you were sitting there as a kid in the comedy venues
watching the thing,
with your mum, not knowing this is where you was gonna live, but you was just there. I went in there. I came in there late and was like, oh, rough. He's doing the madness. Do you know what I'm saying? And then but then it's like when you talk about the breaking it down, and it's definitely, well, it shows. Let's be real. It shows in terms of now when you do when you talk about one-man shows, you've done bare. I've still yet to do mine. Now you tell me, KG, already go and do your one-man show. It's time, like it's there. But then he talked about that moment is the muscle memory and knowing what to do in any and all situations. And unfortunately, on the night, AJ was schooled. And then he quickly remembered, oh my goodness. And now he went all through it. He's getting on it. Remember, this is a breakdown, and we have to get into that.
But also, let's have it right. As much as it might be controversial and some people might disagree, on the end of the 9th round, he was up on the cards. So
not on my cards. Not on my cards. I'm sorry. Fair. Again, not on my cards. I don't think it was a split decision. I was surprised when they said split decision.
I hear what you're saying, but they're saying on all the cards, the last 3 rounds is when he ran away with it.
And I thought that was false. I thought that was that felt kind of Canelo-y, Mayweather-y. It felt it had shades of that for me, where it's like, let's give this fighter. AJ done what AJ's stock went up to me before the madness. He done well. He done well. Again, it was
what I mean is,
he didn't need that split decision card.
Feelings aside, officially, he was up on the cards at the 9th.
And I'm saying to you, I'm saying as a pushback, I'm saying to you, as official as those scorecards were, it looked unofficial to me.
I do hear what you say. I'm just trying to take our feelings out of it.
Okay.
The first fight, at no point would I have said he was up on the cards.
Never.
This fight, he was up on the cards at the end of the 9th.
Yeah.
So it's like, whilst I feel like schooled is too far. I'd definitely say he lost, and the end those last couple of rounds he ran away with it. But I wouldn't be like,
I'm saying schooled from I'm saying schooled from not a schooled from a, you were schooled from, you know, that thing of at the end where you say to yourself, there's just levels in between us.
Oh,
that's what I mean in the schooling. When you go back and see, so not schooling, he was toyed with all over the ring and this, that, and the other. No way, it was a competitive fight. And AJ Stocks will have rose. It should have rose had the nonsense not taken, had the nonsense not ensued. You would have said, yeah, you know what? Say what you want to say. He just got beat by the better man.
Because it's one of the things where it's like he's gone up against a guy with a tremendous decorated amateur career. Yeah, he's also a gold medal winner. Like he's also done amazing things. Undefeated at cruiser. He's come up to like he's that guy. So he's on paper should not be able to be competitive with this dude. Do you know what I mean? As us as AJ fans, we'll obviously maybe give AJ a bit more, leeway in terms of how we view what may happen. But it's one of them ones where it's like, this shouldn't be a competitive fight. If AJ and this guy was the same size or maybe smaller weights, you'd probably say, nah, there's no way. So it's like, there's a lot of things that come into it. But the fact he was able to have a competitive fight and push it with this guy, with the background, the difference in their backgrounds, is one of those moments where it's like, there's no hanging your head on AJ's part.
No, there can't be.
He came up against a very,
one of the best. He came up against one of, again, he still needs to do it. He still needs to do it with my man. He still needs to do it tighter with Fury to know if he is the best, in terms of, and I know styles make fights, and sometimes you just have that fighter's number, right? You like, I can beat that fighter, right? So that's why they all need to fight, right? They all need to mix up. There's no walking away. We all need to get on. Like,
because where does the game sit, if this eventuality takes place, right? Because, like you say, styles make fights. Usyk goes and fights Fury. Fury just gets it done, beats him. AJ and Fury somehow fight. AJ knocks him out. What do we then say when we look back at this heavyweight division?
Yeah, we exactly. We can't. It can't go like. That's what I'm saying. It has to be complete, right? They have to fight each other. It's like the light heavies. They have to meet each other. There's no sat at the top, so I don't need to fight a Craig Richards, or I don't need to fight a Yard, or I don't need to fight a No, bro, meet all of them. You have to, because now I know I beat him. I beat all of them. There's no one in this game. There's no heavyweight that came up that I missed out on. There's no excuses, right? I feel like we're heading Fury wise, but I want to stay on AJ. We'll get there later. I need to stay on AJ right now. AJ let himself, bro. Do you know what jokes I've been doing? I was on set, and because I traveled in late. I went like literally from Mexico, picked up at the airport, straight to set. Had to learn my lines in the car. Crazy.
That's not easy. I have to clap, bro. That's not easy.
And a full day. Yeah, bro. Getting lines and getting through my lines and that, and I'm like, when I was messing up, I was like, raw. Where's Benga? G14. Because that's the new one. When it goes bad, listen, you go see Raw with Benga. G14 stand up.
I got into boxing because of, where is he? Benga. G14. You know the one day where it's like, your boy shouts you out, but the setting ain't really right for you to even embrace it. That said G14, he must have been like, it's a light one, Oh man!
Benga was like, no, not my name. Because we all had comedy shows that goes wrong. He's like, Roz, what is my family in the crowd? Hey, what do you look good? That's the when you go reach for God.
So the man go, raw, ladies inside make some noise, and they don't even respond. That's when you are so backed against the ropes.
Rubbish. I mean, what was even that?
Get off as quick as possible. They are not rolling.
No, so obviously I came into comedy for a dream. Bro, obviously I just wanted to tell, like,
I lived that dream, so
I just wanted to live that. And AJ, like, because you have to get the jokes off as well. Like, I'm gonna get into the thingy part of it. We'll get into the serious part.
When Ben said, I ain't never been there. I don't know what's going on there, but it's not nice. I said,
no. Hey, the roadman breakdown of the war is the maddest thing, bro. He goes, listen, never been to Ukraine, but it's kind of crazy. I know all I'm saying right now, bro. It's war, it's war. CNN, it's war.
I even know what's going on, but it's not nice, isn't it? Like, fam, I was so spun by that moment.
When you thought there was conflict, You know,
There was
there was
unrest.
unrest. I
Yeah.
don't even know what's going on, but there was unrest.
Klitschko, unrest.
Unrest.
Yeah. You remember that? And it goes. I'm thinking these men are sitting there thinking, what are you getting? Where you going with this?
Bro, where you going with this? This is what, you know, you say raw. No. They went to break down a moment to say it's not nice.
It's not nice. Yeah.
I was looking at him like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't know where it was going because first of all I saw the ruckus. I thought, oh right, is he scrapping someone? Who could he? And then he left the ring and he was walking out. I was like, okay, maybe he's just trying to
let him.
The Dons were like, no, just stay in it. He's like, no, Bunnies, I'm out. So he's left now and he's got to the end and he's come back. So now I'm thinking, he's gonna come back on the chill thing. But he's come back in. And the thing is, where people are confused here is that the whole time he was in the ring, he was on passive aggressive love energy. Like, you know when roadmen see you and it's like, yeah, my guy, flip sick. Look at you, cuz my brother. Yeah,
I'm trying to be like you, cuz.
And then smacking your chest. But come on, you.
Come on.
Every time I see you, I know where it is, bro. This brother. You see this brother, yeah? Come on. And the whole time you're like, you don't really know what it is. And the thing is, he did that after the speech finish, yeah. He's gone over to, I think, Usyk's manager. He's been like on the love thing, and he's looked at one of the brothers in Usyk's gang. He's gone, oh! Bro, that feeling there is so conflicted. It's like it's not even beef. I'm mad though, but love to you, man.
Oh man,
when he did the shout for us, bro, I'd be shook still.
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah.
Even Loma was trying to have a real conversation, a real heart to heart, and say, "Big man, I know what you came up against because he's my friend. I'm big up to you." Loma's on some. He's still mad. He can't break it down. He's like,
"Bro, you showed heart." He goes, "Bun that, F that. That don't matter. I'm any guy now, bro. I'm any guy now." He's like, "No, I'm any guy now." And walked off. I'm like, but you know what it was though? That speech, yeah. If we break it down on a real one, yeah, that was
really. Let's get into it.
The realization is like, bruh, I'm not even in the undisputed convo no more. Like, I'm outside of a rematch clause. I'm not in the mix right now. I'm literally outside. You man are in that club. Me,
again,
yeah, bro. It's like moment where it's like, you know, when just before you get into a beef and you just say, "Bro, am I a dickhead?" And your mind calculates everything that's taking place, and it's like, right now, yeah. Right now, yeah. Unless you do something, that's when it's like, no, let's move.
Yeah.
So that's
And again, when you go to the war and you get the best, because again, I would say it's the AJ conversation, and this is the one that me and you were waiting to have, right?
Yeah.
The jokes aside, it was an embarrassing moment, you know, and AJ couldn't run away or hide from it. He knew the next morning, the message had to go out. The tweet had to go out. His statement had to come out, but we had to look at the moment for what it was, right? I do feel like it was a breakdown. I do feel it was a mental breakdown after being in the ring. We never laced them up. We never fought 12 rounds. We've never been in there. We've never been at that level. Yes, we can have an opinion, but you have to feel it. You have to know when I was listening to like Bellew talk, you know, when he went mad on what you call it. That's someone that's laced them up. He knows. Again, me and you, theoretical knowledge right now of what it takes to go in there and try and train for weeks. Remember, you've had your eye on one man the whole time in camp. You're thinking about this one man and what's going to happen when you guys meet. You finally get there and then you get bested. You know, there's no excuse for AJ right now, except I trained and I got beaten by this guy and I don't know what increments I could have used to get there. And then you have the outburst. But the problem, there's so many issues I have with this outburst, right? And it's the fact of, I still talk about the team. I saw Chisora trying to move, trying to be quite aggressive. Again, Chisora's newish to the Mandem in terms of walking with AJ. Chisora's always had AJ's back from.
They've always been friends.
They've always been dogs. Like, they've always been friends. So you saw Chisora trying to muscle in. I could see KD thinking to himself, this is mad. Like, KD, you could look in KD's eyes and be like, and I can feel your confliction right now. Benga's probably the only one that probably can kind of hold him, but it's like, it's mad. He might get boxed, yeah? But then it's one of those ones where...
And it's also one of those things where it's like, I don't want to tie man up in this more. All the eyes are on him. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, it might be more embarrassing to tackle him off the mic than it would be to let this speech go. That's the choices you got to make. No, because and it's hard because, like everyone has done something wrong in this life. Like, we can't all pretend like we haven't made like moments. You think, oh, that was the moment. That was the second when I lost it, right? You see, after AJ, if AJ throws them belts out and walks up into the back, it's the worst thing he could have ever done. Yeah. Like, so coming back was positive, right? The comeback was positive because you had to clean that up, right? That's nasty. If that's the last image we have of AJ, ring magazine belt, you know what I mean? You can't do that. And they're not even yours to throw, bro. They're not yours. Like, you shouldn't be holding them. It's like you don't touch a trophy before the final. You walk past it. Again, and now it's already, the trophy's already been. Imagine me pushing over the Champions League. Here's what I think. Yeah,
go on.
He planned to, if he won, through those belts.
It would have been bad. There's no way of throwing those belts.
If he won, he would have thrown those belts on the floor.
Yeah.
And what happened was the fight ended. He didn't win, and he thought, still want to throw them. I want them to feel how I feel about their belts.
Yeah.
But it's like, from the position of losing the fight now, it just don't hit the same. It just
it doesn't. And that's the problem with what AJ did. AJ wanted to do winner shit at the end of a fight that he lost. You can't. You can't do all the things that he was trying to do in that moment. You can't do. And then again, we had this conversation, and I had a long conversation with someone. I was talking about. We talk about the pressure AJ's been under, right? And he has been, fair enough, he's been under a lot of pressure. But again, some of these things are by design. It's like when I hear the Kardashians talk about the media and how it's all crazy and stuff, you work with the media. It's part of they're like one of your key components in terms of living the life that you've chosen to live. Now, is there a lot of things in their life? Is there a lot of speculation in their life? Of course there is. However,
a lot of that is doctored though.
It's by design. Again, and again, AJ, he's looked at the game. I know that this guy is mercurial, methodical, and he's looked at the game and he said to himself, look, like, because the road and everything's always been there. That's always been a part of his story that we don't talk about. We never heard about. He's never bought it into his brand, right? It's been very same, like cookie cutter. Do you need to go to the toilet? Go on in. Go that way. It's been like cookie cutter, very clean Captain America. If I was trying to say, like, call him like a character, it's been that way. And then one thing, and then someone was like, well, AJ can't speak his mind. It's not. Go on, baby. All right, cool. AJ can't speak his mind. He can't get his opinions off or this, that, and the other because of the game. He said, no, but this is boxing where you're not run by those rules.
You don't need to break those rules.
You don't need to. This is not F1. This is not Premier League football. This is not those things. You can be yourself and it can work. But he said, raw, what am I going to get the most increments? The one that was closest to it was David Haye. But David Haye, it was hard to turn off that piece of hay where...
Like, if we're doing a superhero thing, I said to him, he's like, you're like Deadpool. I know we said that about Akoli before, but I think it's more relevant to Haye because when you look at how he's moved, it's like, whilst I may have had the seat, I was still being rode.
Yes.
show up and stick it on Klitschko at the airport. I'm pulling up on man. I'm doing
Mad
what I'm saying.
t-shirts,
Whatever,
mad
bro.
t-shirts, mad stuff,
The
mad.
stuff he was saying in sit downs, like,
Yeah.
bro, when I fight Audley, it's gonna be so one sided. It's gonna be like, and they were like, you can't say. He's like, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying it's gonna be so one sided. I'm like, you're not even backing down.
Yeah, no, and this is the thing, right? Because you break down what he realizes. You're someone that the man them respect you, but the ladies want you. You know what I mean? You're like you've got that thing about you, right? And it's like you're marketable. We can put you in any room, and money has to come out. So we saw David Haye on like proper sit down shows with everybody, and then you thought to yourself, well, he didn't get the full. He didn't maximize everything he should have got from being the clean heavyweight champion of the world. You know, he had the trousers, he had the shorts, everything. Now, AJ, he's probably sitting down because you had to deep things at home and said,
when you come after the guys who have done it their way,
what's this?
Take a touch of that element, a touch of this, and try and do this another way and see how it goes.
Not go crazy, not be Frank Bruno, who went all the way. It's like, do what you want with me. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how I imagine. You know what I mean? Like, probably don't even laugh like that with the man them. He probably like
that laugh was created,
but we knew again is you know what you're doing. You're making a informed decision. And my issue with AJ, and I have to go back because I went back to the inception of building his team, right?
But then just before you get to that, you say that he's made a decision. What if this is the way he is now? Because a lot of people like to bring up the road pass, and I was one of those people that did that as well. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning, when I see how AJ spoke in interviews and carried himself, I was just like, how can you be from the road and you speak like this? There's no venom there. You don't even really talk trash the way man talk trash. Like, you're just so nice. Like, you're just cool with, you're trying to be cool with everyone. Mm-hmm. As years go by, because one thing about false personalities, you can't maintain them all the time. There's going to be a crack, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't mean a crack as in, oh, you got angry one day. I mean a crack as in you sitting down and chatting, and I'm like, I just see this thing. And with AJ, I looked at it and I thought to myself, maybe the environment around him has changed so much. He's changed. Because let's be real, you're talking to a guy that's got into boxing.
Years removed.
Yeah, I'm kind of good at this thing. And then now I'm in the Olympics and I've just won. And now, man, are talking to me about money I never imagined I would ever touch. And now this is normal to me. The conversations I'm having with people now, bro, I'm having convos with men that they're big players in the game, in the industry. And this is normal now. Got these men on WhatsApp. Big millionaires. The convos I'm having are different. I got my friends from the beginning. Yeah. I'm changing as a person. So when 100%. I look at that and I'm like, I look at that, I'm thinking to myself, that's when my perspective on him shifted from fake and maybe he's pretending to now being like, okay, you're in a different environment and years have gone by. This can leave an imprint on you. But
sorry, I need to jump in because you're making some real points that like I relate to, right? In terms of when I stepped in, and I don't know the roads, like all the significant roadmen that have come way before me. I can't even, I was affiliated is the best way to talk about me, right? But then the man them that know me will tell you me, right? They'd say, "Rod, this is KG," right? But no one, didn't even go by that name. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like I know I'm a different person. When I talk about the things I was doing back in the day, people are like, because of me now, you won't believe that was me, right? You will never believe. You'll never believe. But then we've had little moments where you see a glimpse of, oh, raw, him. You know what I mean?
What time it is? Yeah.
You will see a glimpse of raw. And everyone that's been around me that's worked. When if that moment comes where you see me again, it's like raw. But then I'm a different person. You'll never. If I said raw, I've had a mad past. Yeah, people will laugh and say, "Oh, you're chatting rubbish." I have. It is what it is, you know, and I get it because I'm not the same. I'm definitely not the same person I once was before. But however, the only thing with my thing is I still allowed that to be part of my story. I haven't pretended as if it wasn't there. I don't pretend like when I talk to man them I don't talk like I'm, and I never say AJ talks like he's above the road, man. And
That's
above
what I was
this
about to
thing.
say. I don't think it's been a part of
in
his brand
there,
when
though.
no, but he don't lead with it, but he doesn't deny it. It's come out in
Yeah.
interviews at the beginning, especially. It's come out in interviews. That was a part of the rollout.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys turn his life around. People have been thrown at him for years. Oh, he used to be a drug dealer, used to be a pumped up drug dealer. Like that's been thrown out for time, but it's just now that we're so many years into the story, it doesn't make sense for that to keep coming up.
No, but I'm saying, like, in terms of let's how do I break this down, right? There's decisions that need to be made, right? And this is even when I was trying to develop, when I was trying to change things in my life, right? I sought after people, right? To elevate me. Because I was looking at my boys are still in my life, so they might listen to this and like what? EG, like, what's going on? Yeah. But it is what it is. I was looking at around me and I was saying, it's not enough. I'm looking at, like, this is not enough. There's a moment, or I think something happened. There's something significant happened. I think a friend, we lost someone, and I remember talking to my boy because we used to rep the ends, right? And you have that moment of that's it. We saw my man's mum, and it was time after thing he'd gone, right? And no one was wearing any more t-shirts in that. But the mum was like, it happened yesterday. The mum had the look on her face like, what happened to her son happened yesterday, bro. And it's a telling moment because the story just went on. Yeah, the man them are going to wear t-shirts and this, that, and the other, but they move on. No one's checking for mum again. No one's she's still heartbroken walking, and life goes on, and there's other people to rep the ends. So you say to yourself, well, this ain't real. You know what I mean? Like, if I go tomorrow, the curve's not hugging me, no one cares about me, the ends don't love me, right? And that's it. I remember having it. I was with my boy Bruce at the time when that happened, and we kind of had a quick conversation, a real moment. But it was especially realer for me in that moment, because before I put it on the line. If man them call me and say, "Raw, I'm coming without asking any questions of what we're heading into. Are you with me?" And I just put it, it's just on the line, right? And then after you realize, oh, that's false. And then after now, it's when I now had to design like life to be what I wanted, is pulling out the right mentors, the right people that I know, you know what, you will be significant. I might need you in my corner to get through this thing, this transition, this journey that I'm getting on. And then that's when you talk about the right people. And unfortunately, this has been the thing that's been an issue for somebody. Again, AJ, when we call him, he's one of one in his family. He's one of one in his friendship group. However, he's not the only one that's tried to rise to the top in heavyweight British boxing. Yeah. And especially when the people that you needed that could have helped you in this journey were available to you. That's the key. So I know we always harken back to Lennox, but you say to yourself, raw, AJ, I wish that relationship was something that was because it could have not like saved you from yourself, but don't make the same mistakes I made. That's what they always say to yourself. You can see the benefit of, we cuss Chris Eubank Jr. all the time, but we can see the benefit of having his dad in his life, and how he's not like financially, or he ain't signing no bad contracts.
Yeah, he's not left wanting on the money side.
He's not making mistakes on the money side. Now, Lennox was, when he came to this game, he had to find his character. They tried to make him do a madness.
Yeah.
Nah, this is because after a while, if you're consistent enough, they respect you as what you said you are, right?
Yeah.
And excuse me, AJ couldn't. The two people, Evander Holyfield, I think, was Evander at the fight?
Evander and Lennox wanted to congratulate him.
But I'm saying Evander was at the fight on the other day.
Yeah.
Imagine that he's in the house, and you had the potential ability to have that. You could have had that, but you didn't allow that in. And funny enough, you needed that experience. You needed that knowledge. You needed that. Only them man have climbed the tree. And imagine, like, these men have turned up to your first heavyweight bout. You're coming up against a cruiser, and you could have had the knowledge of the Evander Holyfield in the house. You could have the knowledge of Lennox in the house. You chose to ignore it. We can't pretend that one. We sat down with Lennox and he's told us, boom, I had AJ in Jamaica. He came to see me. I sat down with him. You know what I mean? And they shunned me out. And then after, when I was like willing, after we had a bit of a madness and we had a back and forth, I was still willing. And he didn't even he didn't speak to me. I spoke to intermediary. You say to yourself, well, AJ, again, like, while I'm sad for you, you didn't have to run that like that. And now you obviously can see the error in it, and it is what it is, and you wanted to do it your own way. But here we go. This is again, this is a part of it. I still feel like you didn't need to be on your own. You didn't need to do it like this, because talk to the man them that had done it first. So let them be close to you. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think you made a few different points there.
Yeah,
like, so let's go. I'll go back to the bit we were talking about, kind of the transition bit, the from the road life and stuff to this space. Now, for me, it's the transition, like, because I've always been close to the road. I've never been on, like, do you know what I mean, a part of it like that. But I grew up in Lucian, bro. Like, my school, everyone I was around, they were involved in that life. So I had good friends who was deep in it. Now, I've seen when you've got your brethren, he's kind of like leaning on man on the thing where it's like, bro, I'm trying to change this thing still. Like, I'm trying to, do you know what I mean? So I see it's a constant back and forth.
Yeah, so hard.
This thing happens because, you know, man, and people outside look at it and say, oh, you're in a gang. And it's like, no, these are my friends. Like, these are guys who I've grown up with and are tight with, and these are my friends. So you'll say, oh, cut off that group. This guy's been my friend since I was 10. Like, it's a very deep situation. So I've seen the transition that it goes through. Now, when man start moving in other spaces, they start to see the world differently. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you say that moment of, this thing ain't real, there's a whole way to do things that's far greater and bigger than these things that I'm ready to die for. Now, in those moments, you can see some people cling on to that. Because before this, my world was this big. It was this big. And now it's huge. Yeah? I don't sound like everyone else that I'm around now in this new space, but I'm trying to catch up. And now when we look at AJ and you see him in these conversations and he's talking, and he's trying to be politically correct and he's trying to come across a certain way, you look at that and you think, yeah, I can see there's something else in there. But this is one of those moments where it's like, am I going to try and mark you with this mark that you've had on you from before? Or am I going to allow you to change and grow?
Yeah.
You understand? That. Because this is someone that's like, yeah, the way I was living before, I weren't no role model. But I know it's important for me as the heavyweight champion of the world to be one. Because when men talk about Muhammad Ali, that's how they see him. So these are your heroes, and these are the people you look at and you grow up. It's like, right, I'm in the seat now. I want to try and carry it because the standard's been set.
Yeah.
So like, from that perspective now, and looking at the whole kind of narrative that's followed him, oh, he's fake, he's this and that. It's like, okay, cool, but there's growth. There's an attempt at growth and trying to be better. Yeah. So for me, I can't chastise that.
You can't be angry at someone trying to grow. You can't
be angry at all. And I feel like the way the narrative has started to flow around him, that is what is coming across as. So I look at that and I'm like, okay, that's on the personality side with AJ, and he's now a millionaire, the corporation.
And I have no issue. Actually, when you brought this up, and I thought about myself, I have no issue with him trying to be like develop and grow and be better. I have no issue with that. But we're talking about, again, because fortunately, we've been told stuff, or we've been given more of a bigger view at the picture and the landscape.
That's right.
Right. And that's why, again, this is coming from an informed version of myself that's saying, bro, AJ, well, what about this though? Because I understand you want to grow, but you had the pieces to grow.
So let me respond to that bit now.
You again. Yeah, go on.
So now on the boxing side of things, there is that Lennox move there, right? And then, because obviously the crossroad is, I believe the story is that Lennox tried to sign him first, right? And he was considering it because there's Lennox, and it would have been made sense. Eddie Hearn has come with Matchroom, and that offer's gone that way, right? The relationship's gone that way and it's grown that way. Lennox essentially has been cut off because, if you are competing with someone to, sign a deal with someone else, you need that person out of the room now. And that's how that situation has taken place. Over the years, it's like, everybody is going to have their ways of doing things. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's one of those things where, we could say it would have worked, but there's no guarantee that an AJ Lennox combination does work, because these men have to get on. These men have to get on. They have to be on the page. Do you know what I mean? There's comics out there that sometimes reach out to younger comics to say, you should do X, Y, and Z. This man is not trying to hear it. I didn't ask you for that. Don't tell me that. And that is just the perspective. That's a clash. That tells me that relationship doesn't necessarily produce good results. So whilst in theory, I believe Lennox is the one that it would have been a great partnership as far as mentor and mentee, I don't know that them two men sit in a room and get along.
But then we say to yourself, then well, we never sat down with AJ, right? Yeah. But you can say in terms of actions and how you see someone operate after their career, right? You've not seen Lennox run into the spotlight and say this, like, again, when you achieve what you need to achieve in boxing and your space is guaranteed cemented, you don't need to tell someone you're great. We know who you are. So there's no fraud, there's no almost I have to keep reminding people. Now, don't get twisted. The difference with Mayweather is Mayweather loved the spotlight so much. He had so many amazing nights. It's hard for him to turn off Mayweather. But then again, when you talk about character of a Lennox, for instance, he's not going to be in a camp trying to still be the king. Or you see in his energy, you see how he's kicked it at us and stuff. Yeah. It's not that character. You're not getting that from him, because even after the disrespect of not signing him and Evander still walked to the dressing room to say, yo, congratulations, young man. Do you know what I'm saying? Weren't allowed in. So this is like, so we can't, like, there's still a level of humility. When you've done it all, when you've gone to the mountaintop, you know who you are. There's no need to, and it's only the people that never been that always had to forcefully remind us. And that what you're getting right now, if that brings us to Fury, is what Fury's doing right now. It's the forceful reminding that my legacy is great. My legacy, no, it's not, big man. You're not. You're not cemented. You are not anything. You are not him. You know that thing that they're saying? You're not him.
You're not the guy, bro.
You're not the guy. I know you might believe it because of a trilogy that you had with Wilder. It is not enough, big man. Yeah, it is not enough. And again, the AJ thing, we can even agree to disagree here, but I would have just said if there's even like, and this is me talking from when you say 2020 hindsight, it's hindsight, right? Again, hindsight, he could have done this, but there's many things I could have done in hindsight that would have helped me out. So it's not a big thing. And I do believe there was a mental breakdown. We can't even finish this all in this episode. I do believe there was a mental breakdown. There was a lot happened. I believe the tears were real. I believe the 100% the tears were real.
And I dislike the fact that Simon Jordan has tried to literally say the whole thing was contrived.
He's a
snake. And yeah, this is the thing. It's like these platforms that go out and they turn these narratives, and you get people that listen to these things, and then that's it now. That's the truth to them because he said it. That's what pisses me off. Like if people listen to this guy, Andrews were able to objectively go, but that's your opinion. And we don't know the facts, right? I had a conversation yesterday in one of my boxing groups, and one of the trainers was talking about how disrespectful AJ was in terms of how he was engaging with his dad. Do you know what I mean? And that was like a significant moment for him. And it's one of those things where it's one of those things that fell less. It fell less than the standard. It fell way below the standard for how you should talk to your parents. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like for me, those are telling points for how much of a space AJ was in that moment. Now, I know I don't know this conclusively, but my opinion is we haven't seen AJ like this before, right? Like this is a guy that really gives you the emotional side of any answer. Do you understand? And here he is crying at the post-fight press conference. This goes to show I'm in new territory at this stage. For me, this breakdown was sincere. This is a guy that broke character, or if you say he's been like it broke. Do you know what I'm saying? And for me, that was a sincere moment of like, the world has come down. It's crashed around me. And not just that, but this is an element that we don't talk about when it comes to stars in a public space. Like the England team football players, when those black players missed the penalty, they knew what was coming the next day. Yeah, because of how our media operates, how fan culture operates. Now, this is the AJ's in a position where people don't like this guy for some reason, right? It's not for some reason. We know the reason. We know the reason.
Don't do that. We're not gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not. Listen. Don't dilute. Again, we're not diluting this thing.
No,
we told you exactly, because I'm sick of this thing. When people say, and there's people that say, you're only rating AJ because he's black, and I say, wait, well, Well, wait, no, but then I don't know why you think that's an argument to me. Why not? Who again, you tell me who the black heroes, the black British heroes that we are shown and celebrated to us in our history. Go on, I'll wait. Don't say Martin Luther King and that. Tell me the black British heroes that we have that our young people can look up to. Go on. Who? I'm waiting. Again, because it's not like we go into school and they say, this is your hero, this is your hero, this is the person that you need to emulate to try and feel like, who are they? They're not here. Unfortunately, they're not taught. They tell us about these American ones that are not like, they're not, do you know what I'm saying? They don't lift them up. Who have they lifted up in this country that we're from and that we can say, yes, this is our person? Where is it?
Hey,
I don't know. I don't see it. So then now you tell me. So now we have to define. We have to find our own. So don't get upset at me because if I show mine, if I have like my nephew, I say, look at this, what this young black person's doing. He's the same color as you. That's gonna have the same issues growing up on his journey. But look where he's got to. That's who you need to look at. And he's changed it round because he's from where you're from. He understands it because I know what it's like growing up and being this. You know what it's like. So don't tell me that there's something wrong with me for celebrating someone black doing well. Are you mad? Of course I am. Of course I am.
The follow-on from that is, don't even reduce him to just being black. This guy has carried boxing in a way that hasn't been seen in this country, right? And all boxers that you respect talk about him in this way because they feel it. They've probably earned more because of it. You understand? This man is a 2-time world champion, Olympian, gold medalist. You're talking about him like because he's black while we're supporting. Like, there's so many layers to this, right?
But you can though. But I'm saying
I'm just saying, like, on top of that, don't reduce him to just being black.
Of course.
This is a guy that's been at the top seat for a long time. Carried the most belts for a long time. Do you understand? So I look at this thing now and I'm like, AJ knows that pressure. Bro, I talked about this on Monday Night Smoke. I'm a very public AJ fan. You understand? I put it on the line as a fan, as far as fans go.
Yeah, because your name's Travis Usyk right now.
Travis Usyk, bro. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Now, I've been getting DMs.
Yeah.
Baiting me into, you understand, mad conversations. You're just mad because a black guy lost to a white guy. And I'm looking at these things, I'm thinking, I'm not even the man that got in the ring. So, AJ's experience, multiply that by as many, or whatever number can pop into your head. So this is a man that in that moment knows you, man, now have a license to dine out on my name anywhere you want because I've lost tonight. You lot can say whatever. All the haters get to have free reign. So that is what makes a man get on the mic and say, I don't know, I wasn't supposed to be here. I only started because I was going to go jail. Like, respect the fact that I've turned my life, like, that's what the plead is. Now, respect the fact I've turned my life around.
Yes. While the sentence, and again, I try to, because I don't want to feel like I'm ever defending the speech. The speech was crazy. And I know you're not doing that, but just to the people that will listen to me, like, oh, when are you defending the speech? Shut up. Just in case you lose to what we're saying in this thing. I really want this to hit home. I really need this truth to be realized, right? The moment my father-in-law is probably one of the most significant men that I probably had in my life in terms of seeing what can be achieved, right? I watched my father-in-law buy a house in Marble Arch, with the concierge and everything, When he telling me he's doing it, I was like, well, we don't live here. Like, I couldn't get into my head. I couldn't. The man opens the door, bro, with a hat. You've been there. You stayed there. The man opens the door and you're like, I couldn't understand this was attainable to us, especially being from where I came from, especially growing up where I came from. The closest I could see, the man them that done it with the roadman that would buy the light, not the A3, the wicked MG or something. They had the car, they had the R1, they had the, you know what I mean? They had the Yamaha, the Golf, bro. That was where it went to. Weren't talking about mortgages and all these other things. Weren't talking about that. I sat down when this man said, and he said to me, key moment. He said to me, the same thing that is in their blood is in ours. Yeah, they're no different. They're not aliens. And because if you grow up in a community where you're seen, and you can't tell me you're not, you're seen as less than. You're seen as, there's so many things as you won't, again, I'm telling you, I can only speak from the black experience that I've experienced myself. Yeah. You're not, it's not encouraged the same way. You're not told that this is important. You can be there. Because even when we're there, they're like, what are you doing here? You seen what you call it? It's like, bro, why are you here? What gave you, how did you even get here? They're even perplexed to, what? You're here?
Listen, and it sounds like it's just I didn't expect you to be like, it's so layered. Of course not.
Tell me, and then they're intrigued. Tell me how you got here, because this is not normal. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now you have to see it. So now when we have these heroes, when we have these guys that have come through and achieved great things, we always celebrate it. That's it. That's bottom line. I don't care how you want to slice it. I don't care.
When I was young,
please listen to and understand that, bro.
As a child, I remember how I felt watching Ian Wright, fam. I couldn't believe the way this man left it. Inspiration is enough. That's not even enough of a word to put it on it. Like, you understand? This guy was from the ends. He's from Brooklyn. I could walk to where Ian Wright was from, knowing that this guy walked the streets I was growing up on, and was this guy at Arsenal being a star in the league. Yeah, bro, different.
It's different.
It was different. The mark that left. There's other great football players, absolutely, but he was my guy. He's from there. That means I don't even like
us. I don't even like Arsenal. You see, I feel like he's like uncle. I feel like he's like, when I see him,
I'm nephew. You don't even know I'm the nephew. When I tell you, fam.
But that's because you understand the journey. That's because you understand the journey, and you know the things. When I see man them on TV, when I see man them in shows, I sit down and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, big up. Well done. 100%. Do you know what I mean? Well 100%. Done. Again, only because I know the experience. Again, I can't talk to the travelers' experience, different experience. I can't talk to all the other experience. I can't even say they're less of. I'm just saying the experience that I know, that I've experienced on this journey, I'm celebrating that. If I see a young black you winning, excelling in life, I'm gonna celebrate it. And you can't tell me there's something wrong with it until you walk in these shoes. And unfortunately, you'll never get to. Simple as that's it. Simple as that, bro. Let's get into the Fury thing, bro.
100%. So it's like that's why it's like for me, that's why I think the breakdown was legit, man. Because even though the timing of the sentiment was wrong, the timing of it was wrong. What he was saying along those lines, that's where it was coming from. You're trying to crucify me, but you don't realize my whole life, forget competition and being number one. My whole life would have been different had I not done this journey. Like I might be losing in this thing. I might not. That's why the belts don't make me. I've won in life. You know what I mean? So it's bigger than this. But let's get to Fury.
I'm ready to get into this Fury thing.
And where I get so frustrated, right? Why Fury and people say, oh, Trav, No, this guy here he gets a free pass on everything. And nobody holds this guy to account. AJ is over there, and there's a huge commitment to poking a hole. Oh, no, he's not this, he's not that. And he has an outburst on there. Nothing disrespectful said about Usyk in any of this. Nothing disrespectful about Ukraine. He was clumsy in how he approached the conversation. It sounded very punch-drunk when he's making these speeches. But there was still an element of respect and stuff consistent throughout all the stuff he's saying. Throwing the belts, I have to condemn that. You know what I mean? That's what that is. But again, it's one of those things. But when you compare to how Fury comes across, there is no reaction.
Bro.
There is no response.
Big man, hear me and hear me clearly, yeah? So you get unfairly judged by some of your Fury takes. You're talking to someone that was once a Fury fan, fam. Yeah? I have to say that once. I have to say it once because I'm done. Do I respect him as a fighter? 100%.
Yeah.
But what Fury's allowed to do, yeah, and there's many a times when you say, we'll let it go, Fury just being this, just being that. But it's like the same way when I say things are by design.
Yeah. Fury's
doing things by design.
Yeah.
You see them LBC talking points? You see them, like
when he slips in.
When you start to say stuff, I'm talking about, because we see it.
When he slips in his xenophobic lines.
What you call it? You're talking about the heavyweight champion of the world, someone that's climbed to the same mountaintop as you, yeah, and has done it a hard way, and you just reduce him to that foreigner. that what do you call it? Wait,
that foreign. Yeah, why am I gonna fight this guy? That foreigner. That nobody even knows his
Nobody
name.
knows him. No one knows. What?
But listen to this speech. Listen to this video he's done. I'll play it.
Let's face it, we're letting thousands and thousands of immigrants in daily. That's not even from here, born here. But yet we've got our own people dying on the streets, homeless, who can't get anything. They can't get no money. They can't get help. You know, what's going on? What's going on, Great Britain? It's all in the name, Great Britain. Come on. It's not so great, is it, when we're letting our fellow brothers and sisters die on the streets who've been born and bred here, but then we'll let 50,000 immigrants in from wherever they're from, crying poverty, and then they're going to blow us up. So, it is what it is. We're pretty fucked up at the moment. And I'm bigger and brave enough to say how it is. I will say how it is.
So
when I hear these lines,
you could put that you could insert that into one of those shows. You know what I'm talking about. You know the shows we're talking about. The people listening know the shows I'm talking about. You can insert that into one of those shows and say, hey, look. And again, people don't want to deal with the facts. The facts are like, when you talk about Great Britain, why is it great? You can't leave out the people that helped to make this great. You can't leave them out. You can't leave out the Windrush discussion. You can't leave out India. Why the curry's the national dish, fam? Why, again, you can't leave out these bits of, the Commonwealth. Yeah, but you can't leave it out. There's a reason as to why it's great. So now, yeah, there's an issue. Now there's an issue, and you're talking out the sides of your mouth, big man. And again, these talking points are talking points that we heard from people that that lack the understanding sometimes, or lack the thing to look at the full picture. Now, I'm not trying to get incredibly political, but I know what these are like. What's them alarm sounds?
Dog whistles, bro.
Dog whistles to other people who are who have a space in boxing. They say yes, and he's done this before. He did it before when he said, "If I said what Bingy said, boom, boom, boom." Now let's talk about it. You don't want to play these games and talk about knife crime and the other. What about the Google of your friend? Let's get into Googling of your mate. Because again, he's on the wanted list, big man.
That's why you can't go to America.
Again, your friend that you spoke at, he's on the wanted list out there. So don't try it. Again, if you remember they say about the I will never talk about trying to be holier than down, cleaning this, that, and other, because I know what I've done. Yeah. Now, for Fury, who wants to be this guy, well, big man, you're talking at the sides of both sides of your mouth.
Both sides of your mouth,
and you've been doing this. Your whole career has been just you tell us you don't need money. You'll do the fight for free. Why do you want 500 million?
500 mil to fight Usyk.
Why do you want 500 million, big man? You say that, what do you call it? You don't want you talk about this knife crime and this, that, and the other. Big man, your friend's on the wanted list. You're talking about we ain't seen the charity payments. We ain't seen it. Then you talk about raw pumped up thingies. Big man, you failed a drug test.
You are the drugs chief, bro.
You failed the drug test again. So when you say to yourself, wait a minute, and then now you're doing this wicked dog whistling, and I know some people, because they want this stuff so bad, they will align themselves with you and throw away everything else. And why that's a big market for you. Again, you ain't gonna leave these people out. There's a lot of people that voted for Donald Trump. I'm not trying to get political here, but they understand why this works. This is incredible. You see, when I talked about AJ, when I said some things are by design, what Fury is doing now is by design. It is by design, and I can't stand behind that kind of champion. No way.
At all. And you can pinpoint the moment. Because when this Black Lives Matter speech that everybody references is the reason why they can't take AJ anymore. Yeah, the one that you guys committed to misunderstanding, no matter how many times it's explained, you don't want to understand because you heard black and that's enough. I've had enough. Yeah. Fury in that time, all of a sudden he starts saluting Winston Churchill. All of a sudden it's all lives matter on every post. Now it's for Queen of St. George. Bro, these little moments here, Fury weren't on that before, but he knew this audience that AJ's just lost himself, I can pick those ones up. The ones who are upset by that, the racial conversation. So let me
It's
step
all
onto the other
financial.
side. Let me step onto the other side and I can rep these guys. This is the guy that we're talking about here. And just to clarify, just in case anybody's missed my explanation on when AJ said, get them where it hurts, don't shop in their shops. You know exactly what he's talking about. You see these big corporations, you might not understand it in your community, but I'll explain what it's like in ours. These brands, you can drive in any area, no matter how poor or whatever it is. I promise you'll see designer brands. You'll see Nike. You'll see Louis Vuitton. You'll see all the name brands. These brands know that the black community will spend on these frivolous things. So the marketing is heavy. The marketing is heavy. So now he's looking at it and thinking, well, stop putting money in that direction if these corporations don't stand up for you in these conversations. We're talking about these things, and sometimes the marketing for a product is racist in itself. There's got to be a protest for how these men decided to advertise.
Yeah, but it all helps. But no, I really don't want to take this thing. I'm with you.
I'm not taking.
I don't want to move away from Fury right now.
I'm not moving away from Fury.
Yeah,
I'm just clarifying this reason that why everybody can't stand AJ. So in that time, Fury decided that, you know what? Let me step into my UKIP bag, because this audience is ready and waiting for me to be the voice and the man of the people. That's what he's on. Now, for me, I look at that and I'm like, as the heavyweight champion, not only is that ridiculous, irresponsible, that's dangerous. It's dangerous. There's a lot of people that are going to be on the receiving end of physical.
Man said blowing people up, bro. Man took it back to say letting all these immigrants in to blow things up. I said, wow. If there's been dog whistling, the dog has whistled, bro. You can't go past that. You can't go past that. And again, it's supposed to be a uniter. The heavyweight champion, when he talked about Ali, this is so removed.
That's right.
From Ali. And they want to try and talk about him as an Ali. And he's not. He hasn't done the things that Ali had to do. He hasn't, and they put him up there in legacy. When Jim White's talking to him and he's saying, not Jim White, all of them man from TalkSport, when they're talking to him saying, you're the greatest of this generation, well, he's gassed up to believe that with just fighting a trilogy against Deontay Wilder.
That's right.
No, someone else's Usyk has come up. Don't reduce him. Don't tell me that this is a nothing fight, but you request 500 million. Fam, is it a big fight or is it not?
Bro, they're talking about the championships of the world. He's talking about this thing like it's a British title. Some foreigner come up, bro. It's championship of the world, fam. We're used to the belts being here because AJ's kept them here for so long, man. And you've got the belt and lost them with your lifestyle. There
you go. And the disrespect, one of the biggest disrespect. The other day, wanted Derek Chisora was looking for like 5-6 million from you, big man. Yeah? You were like, nah.
You how from 2
million. Bro, you're asking for 500 million. You told Derek Chisora you messed up, you didn't know, talk about worth. Big
on
man.
On the basis that
Floyd, the scale.
Bro, he said Floyd got 400 mil, so I want 500 mil for Usyk. Sorry? Do you not know how this thing works? I even see Simon Jordan trying to back this thing up. It's hilarious to me.
No, Simon Jordan went back on that. That's the one that he said he didn't back it. He didn't back that one.
Was it?
He went. He was it. I listened closely.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Simon Jordan was saying, look, which is it? He was like, you're gonna get the money. I'm not here. You said you'll fight.
You're right.
Simon Jordan was the only one in there really talking. Well, stop talking this money talk. Do you want to fight him or not? Because I need to know. Do you want to fight him? Because you can't tell me, he's not just the middleweight that's pumped up and stuff. Bro, he's the number one contender. He has the belts. He's got a Ring Magazine belt that you gave away. Why did you retire? And Fury, this is what I'm saying. People think that he's not clever. This guy is so calculated, all his decisions. He knew what he was doing. He knew the best thing to do, retire, so they have to get me back financially. Yeah, however, it backfired because he wanted AJ to win it. He always wanted AJ to win it, so he can. When he comes to the table, he says, "Hey, look, well, I'm retired, so you have to get me at least 100 million to step out of retirement." Yep. But now the only thing he's worried about is financially, it's not as big as a fight to sell. That's the biggest issue. It's like we can't. Someone that doesn't care about finances is really financial, by the way.
He cares.
No, I'm just saying someone that is. I don't care about. He knows Usyk in terms of shopping this fight worldwide. So now we have to say there's loads of buyers. But there's loads of Saudis and this. No, they're not.
But you also can tell that he's very concerned about Usyk by one way he referred to him. He referred to him as a bunch of ways in one interview, but the one way that let me know he's concerned, he goes, if you want me to fight this unknown quantity, now he's unknown. So before he was a pumped up middleweight, but in that moment he goes, you want me to fight this unknown quantity? As in, I don't know how good he is. Yeah, bro, you're worried about this.
I remember he moves. He can move as good as me. He can move as good. He can move as I'll say he can move as good as me.
Fury can move. No, Fury moves well for a guy that's 6'8".
Yeah.
Usyk moves well. It's a big difference, bro.
Yeah.
Big difference.
No, because again, until these guys do it in the ring, I don't know, right? So I'll say
on the eye test, you could say about moving. As far as who's gonna win, I don't know that.
There you go, right? But he moves good, and he's a problem. He's a problem. He ain't Wilder. We have to remove that. This guy is not Deontay Wilder. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, and sometimes sometimes I kind of would like to see Usyk fight Deontay Wilder and just mash him up, just so there's more into saying, this is the man. This is the man. There's more into saying, boom, look at him. Because the things that he's been using, all you got is Deontay Wilder on your resume. Deontay Wilder, Klitschko, and then again, you ran. You were meant to meet the contractual obligations. You ran, big man. You started doing the madness, and then what's the insult to injury here is you're Mr. Mental Health. There's a whole big thingy, and then you see another champion break down. You know it's a breakdown. You've been through one.
Couldn't wait to pile in.
There you go. And you should be the one talking, advocating.
Tyson Fury posted a video on the night, right? And Eddie handed his interview, and people were saying, "Oh, but Tyson Fury wouldn't have seen the press conference." No. Clarify this. The next day, he's posting memes again about AJ and the whole running back to the ring, ready to chat. Like he's posting memes on his story the next day.
There you go.
Clarify that.
Here's our mental health advocate. I can't stand behind that. So when you say, what do you call it? As a former Fury fan, I've seen the stuff. I'm like, I ain't gonna stand behind that. I won't. I refuse to. Again, and I loved Fury. I'm talking about the Fury I'm talking about Trevor Fury, new era hats, wide brim Fury. I'm talking about the outspoken Fury that was, again, proud of his traveler roots. This ain't even connecting with the traveler thing. It's not that, bro. Because they're an immigrant, travelers, fam.
Fam, this is what I'm saying. Are you
listening to this?
Bro, and the research I've done into the traveler experience, because I'll be real, I've never looked into it before until somebody tweeted us about it one time, and I was just like, oh snap. Dennis McCann was talking about it, and I was like really wide-eyed to that experience. And I'm like, I don't even hear you talk about this no more.
It's mad. Because again, I've gone somewhere else. I've gone somewhere else for the bag. And it's for the bag. Like, let's not confuse it. And if you're unsure about someone saying he said he'll show it to even when you break down economy and stuff, right? You want Frank Warren to get 500 million. Wait, was it 500 million?
500 mil, bro. Half a billy.
How? Who's going to pay for it? He said it's not for the public to pay for. Well, who pays for it, mate?
He's talking about begging the Saudis to go and pay for the peas.
The same. Just a minute ago, you was on some xenophobic bombing, talking about bombing and stuff.
But and you want to go over there and get their money.
Now you want to come collect money, but you don't want them in it. Which one is it, big man?
Bro.
No. I'm saying like
answer. There you go.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
It is not. It is not looking good. It is not. This is the hypocrisy. This is the total contradictory, and this is not becoming of the heavyweight champion. They asked, what do you call it? They had the cheek to say to what do you call it? Are you when they said AJ not comes with being a heavyweight champion, are you willing to do these questions that you should
to Dillian White? Are you willing to carry yourself like a champion?
Are you willing to carry yourself like a champion? I never forget that. And I said, how? You didn't ask him that question.
Have you ever asked Fury this once?
Wait, not with Bossies. Are you? Yeah, it's and again, this is some of the reasoning. So when you ask me certain questions, this is where it's coming from. That's
my energy with Fury explained.
I'm disappointed as a past. And you know me, bro. How long have I been talking about it? They call me MTKG, bro. How many times? Dusseldorf, I can't wait to talk about that. I can't wait to. Me and you had an argument until hours in the morning about Fury, about what happened in Vegas, about how the Wilder's gonna go, and how I believe that what Fury is. I was arguing from then. But the Fury that I know now, when you talk about AJ trying to make himself, prepare and be better. Yeah, I can just see someone getting the other way.
Yeah, and for monetary gain.
Other way for monetary. Listen, but he doesn't care about money.
But he doesn't care about money. Listen, anyways, you got some type of weird hero there. It's interesting. It's interesting.
And someone should to link us. Both support Man United. Both like, how can I? It's horrid. It's horrid. It is horrid. I'm disappointed because this is a person that should be like. This should be my guy. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. And again, I love the sweet science of boxing. I love boxing. I love the boxing. Just it takes away the class, and it's about two men.
In a ring.
It's two men in the ring. From back into from slave, like from when you talk about these fight, like it or not, these men will fight, and you can't use your privilege to win.
Yeah, once you're in that ring, there is no difference between you.
There's no difference. It's someone's hand's gonna get raised at the end of this. Yeah. And that's one of the only, yes, boxing has got, there's corruption in it, yeah, but the fundamentals was that. Now, for Fury to be involved in it and operating like this, it stinks. Sorry, I'm disappointed.
No, that's real.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah, and man, I think.
As far as like what happens next, I reckon it's still a big question mark on whether or not Fury Usyk even happens in the like at all.
It's financially it's a problem. Financially, it's a problem. It's not. They both don't have the draw.
Simon Jordan was trying to do his best Fury caping on the thing, saying how now that AJ's gone, because AJ's the one that set up this gravy train, and AJ and Hearn set up this gravy train. Now he's gone. Fury's the cash cow, and I was like, that is not how this thing works. You don't just become the cash cow. That's not a seat in the game. You create that for yourself. Floyd, there's been many other champions. Floyd became a cash cow because of Floyd. AJ also. There's bare men that won't be cash cows in their career and will be world champs. So get off that one. This guy needs to figure out how to make peace.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and he's telling Frank Warren, but Frank Warren's gonna have to charge the British public, fam. He's not gonna. Money don't come from nowhere.
$68.99.
There you go. The money doesn't come from nowhere, right? You have to. If he wants. Again, you see when Maestro's calling in the shows and saying, "Raw, their fights are so expensive." There's a reason why why Mayweather's making 200 million, because their fight's about £100 to watch, mate. So unless you want to tell again, because you can't you don't create money from nowhere. That money's got to come from somewhere.
And the maddest thing is whilst even though AJ's lost, if they announced AJ and Wilder, that's the biggest fight in the heavyweight division. Bro, are you telling me that fight is not bigger than Usyk and Fury? Bro, that it is. I know you want to argue, but I'm sitting there thinking the minute that's announced,
no, because every man is
every man is going. It's
that Conor Ben thing in it. You can't deny it. It's like Conor Ben would call it. You have to see. It's like that. But
man is showing up for the AJ Wilder fight. Anyone could get sparked out. Whereas Fury Usyk, I don't think anyone's going to be out there screaming KO. No one.
No, don't get it twisted. And this is the problem. This is what Fury's totally aware of. He knows that Usyk, again, he knows that Usyk's draw is not there. Unfortunately, he hasn't got a big draw. Like that's the issue. He can get the draw because he fought the man with the draw, right?
That's right.
And boxing fans, all the boxing fans are going to show up because the unified world title fight, right? Yeah, I don't know if there's the public salivating for this fight. I don't know if they're like, they're like, take my money. Some fights you say, how much do you want? I'll give it to you. I don't know if this is, I don't
think it's that.
And he knows that. He's aware of that. Again, why he's saying stupid prices so you don't have to, I don't have to fight him. If I say something stupid, I don't have to fight him, because it's like, well, you didn't meet my number. I'm not even close to my number.
He priced himself out in this fight. He priced himself out. And you know what the crazy thing is? There's an interview that he did on Joe Rogan, right? Where he talked about the difficult fight he's had, and that was against Cunningham. and how Cunningham was a cruiserweight. He wasn't even a big puncher. And, you know, he's come up and he's moving. I just couldn't nail him. I couldn't do anything. And he was a nightmare. And he was this and he was that. And then he knocked me down. And then I got up and I had to do this. And I got through it. But it was a nightmare. And I look at that and I think to myself, Cunningham is nowhere near Usyk. So when you talk about Cunningham that way and small opponents, you look at Usyk and see a nightmare fight.
It's a nightmare. He's never wanted to see him.
He doesn't want to see
He
Usyk
never wanted. You know when like the horses, then they got the blinkers on.
Yeah,
that's what he's on. He doesn't want to see him.
He's only looking at AJ, but Usyk is right here.
He's like Fury.
I'm just looking at AJ twice on a Sunday, any day of the week, twice on a Sunday. I'll fight you for free. Fight me for free.
Fury.
You don't want to see him.
Nah, and it's bad. It's bad. And again, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So now you can say, oh, and some stupid fans, because I'm going to call them that, some stupid fans will say, oh, mate, like, they only offered him 100 million.
Look at you fighting for this man's pockets, but you'll call AJ a money man. You men are going to have to look in the mirror and see yourself for your own hypocrisy certain times.
Yeah, I said I can't wait to see what when I saw the 500 million, I put a tweet out saying I can't wait to see what charity he donates this to. Like,
donated all of those funds to the fans. Every single fan of Fury shall receive payment.
This guy wants 500 million, yeah, but he wants to fight. He wants to share it for free. Come on, bro. And then you got another guy who could have made money, TV revenue. Let's talk about it. Again, doing the right things. Gave it to the Ukraine for free.
That's dope still.
For free. Don't tell me. Again, you can say, I do it. I live this thing. I walk this thing. You don't walk it, bro. Very confusing. Very confusing. I don't know how we stand behind this.
You know, there's a phrase in the Bible where God is like, you'll know me by my fruits.
And certain fruits, poisonous, fam.
This guy's been dropping poison, fam. There's no evidence of who you say you are, fam. Even when he claimed to have randomly talked some dude. Remember he said, oh, I met this guy and he said he wanted to do something to himself or something. And it's just like, bro, you keep pulling out these fantasy stories that no one can see, vouch for.
Can't verify.
Nothing.
Can't verify, bro. You remember when he gave the Sam on the shoes, and I don't know if that story is verified. Maybe the person's walking around in the 110s, but those are a big shoe, you know. Just to happen to meet someone that didn't have shoes and it was your size, incredible. Cinderella
6'9"?
Incredible story.
Cinderella story.
Incredible, bro.
Listen, yo, what? Oldie size 17.
And they fit. Shit.
Oh, slapping on Tyson Fury shoes again. Oh, my size.
Just happens to be your size. It's a homeless giant walking around, fam. You know how mad it is.
No, that's
physical attributes, with all the physical attributes where you belong in boxing, but you're just what are we talking about right now, bro?
Man, so if you don't come over here, let's basketball court and grab these rebounds.
If you don't blindside me right now, Sandra Bullock, you're taking the piss, bro.
Oh man,
this guy's a fraud, bro. I'm done. Bro. I'm done. Again, last stop for me, bro. Fully off the Fury train. Again, I'm just gonna watch it as a total neutral because I'm just a fan of boxing. But in terms of a fan of the man, not for me.
Nah, hey, you know what? I think is going to be an interesting, prediction going forward about AJ. As far as the fights he could take, we don't know. Is a Wilder. He might drop the level lower if at Hergovich or a Zhang. We don't. Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. But as far as I see it, I like the possibility that AJ turns heel. After all these experiences with the media and all this type of stuff, it's like, you know what? Black short AJ, I'm just here on my thing now, innit? Forget the media, forget the image I might have created. Do you know what I mean? I'm just on whatever I'm on now. Like if that happens,
I don't want him to do. I want AJ.
Attitude error, AJ.
No, I don't want that. All I want, as you said, if he should keep trying to be the best person he is. Again, AJ, what you've done, what you've done for my community is like, again, Black British Nigerian is my story. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's my story. Again, we're proud. There's a big community that's proud of you. There's so many people that can look up. Yes, you lost at the moment that you should have won at, but in life you've won. You know what I mean? In life you've won. Continue, just do it your way. That's all that will make it feel better. As long as you do it your way, we'll say, you know, big up to you. You go down again. You won a championship, bro. You won it. You won it twice.
Unified. You held those belts.
There you go. You know what I mean? There's lesser man talking on TV right now that, you know what I mean, well, also men weren't even close to what you're thinking. So, bro, again, you ain't got to explain yourself.
And Simon Jordan trying to cancel the conversation that AJ's done great things for boxing. Oh, because they had Carl Froch Groves and 80,000 seats. Bro, this guy's run of stadium fights has not been seen in this place. Donnie's on a normal basis, stadium. That's what we're talking about. And what men don't realize when they try and diminish everything he's done is the drip down of all that money that I've brought into this team. Everyone around me is getting paid. Now men can have their own big nights.
Look at the push. Remember, Katie Taylor is fought on every undercard of thingy, and look at her thingy now. Do you think we would have seen her? You think we would have seen her? She ain't fighting on her undercards. You don't just get to get on undercard. He built her. He helped build her up. Her team. So you can't even say about what he's done in terms of his big nights. What he's done for women's boxing as well. Let's really
have it right.
Have it right. Let's have it right. Again, not saying that he made Katie take because she had to have the skill, right?
No, but
exactly. All he did, he provided the platform.
That's right. Because many fighters,
there you go.
Many fighters have been skillful over the years, and they didn't touch that money and they didn't touch that platform. They just existed. They did their thing, and if you know, you know. This guy's bringing them to the forefront. Don't try and disrespect him now. Don't
try and disrespect, bro. We got an eye on that, bro. Listen, we had to give you an hour and a half pod, fam.
Bro, this is like a Sunday episode of EastEnders, fam.
Yeah. We had to come with it, fam. Again, listen, I'm KG, and that's my boy Travis Usyk, fam.
It's Travis Ander. Jasic. Travis Ander Jasic. I'll roll with it.
That's crazy.
This is the last week of me. Wait. No,
one name that smoke. And then probably a pod. And then it's finished. Yeah, people.
Oh, snap! KSI this weekend, fam, fighting two guys. I saw a video of Swarms on the pads. He's gonna get crucified in the first round. That's gonna be over. I couldn't be, bro. Listen, man. Every time I see this, I look at it and I think to myself, yeah. You're ducking me, fam. You are ducking me. I know, like before I used to think, man, you ain't even heard it. You ain't even seen, man. No, you're ducking, man, fam. You're picking these brothers that are learning how to fight in their camps. You don't want to see nobody real, bro. You don't want to see that at all. I would smoke your boots, bro. But
it's like what do you call it? It's like when Lennox calls me out, bro. I'm not fighting him. I'm just, bro. That guy's in the gym. He's in the thing on the body like,
fam, listen, you forget. We had Lennox Lewis tweeting, man, as well, you know. So it's one of the ones where you can ignore me. But Lennox Lewis tweeted, man, the video of us sitting down in Vegas and me saying, "Hear me now." Lennox is gonna be in the corner, and he added, man, and said, "Yo, he's serious, you know." And he aired, man. Bro.
Yeah, incredible.
Anyway,
bro, big up, wicked episode. We'll speak. Stay blessed. Come on, man. KSI, 2 man in one night when you could have fought Travis just on one night anyway. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Swarms, it's more embarrassing for you though.
Nah, Swarms. Yeah. I it's more embarrassing because I'm like, you just would have answered your phone and said, "Yeah, sure, I get it." The P's must have been nice, but you're gonna be in some big problems in there with KSI still.
No, but you know when boxers say I'll fight 2 men in one night, usually they just say that not with no expectation to do it. Swarms has to move to him. You can't. You have to.
Or at least
don't allow him. Cut him. Don't allow him to go and have the second fight.
Allow him to go into the second fight. Mash up something.
No. Mash him up. Swarms. Message to you, bro. You have to just on a respecting.
And you know, I know he's gonna do nothing in the ring. Yeah? You know how I know he's gonna do nothing in the ring is that he keeps saying, "I'm a roadman." I'm like, that's the line there that lets me know.
You don't know.
G14. Nah, but Benga must definitely be able to scrap still.
No,
I'm saying,
when you talk about the roads, now whenever you talk about the roads, I think G14.
But bro, when men start telling you, not the, I'm gonna catch him, I'm a good counter puncher. No, I'm from the roads. That says no boxing IQ is in there whatsoever. Not even at elementary level. No boxing IQ. It's gonna be foolishness, and it's gonna be over in 2 minutes. That's my thing. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
So what we calling this episode? G14? We have to. AGM Fury G14. That's the episode.
I don't know, but it's not nice.
I don't know what's going on over there.
I don't know what we should call this pod, but it's not nice.
Is that the code? Is that the We have to. See you later, people. Have a nice one. God. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.